Kia ora koutou. The Culturally Empowering Practice module has been an amazing module for me to work through. Really enjoyed the resources and listening to the historical elements that we don't spend enough time coming back to as kaiako. And I really enjoyed Dr. Anne Milne's discussion. That was an incredibly challenging discussion and one that caused me to reflect really critically on my own previous practice as a classroom teacher and the implications for that now that I'm within the RTLP service. This module really helped me to connect to a previous module around the universal design for learning, particularly when considering the role of specialist teachers in creating an inclusive education system. It helped me to make the meaningful connections between concepts and develop a broader perspective of my role as or within the RTLP service. The aha moment for me, I guess, was understanding that the UDL aligns with Te Tiriti in regards to oretitanga, so equity. So removing the barriers to ensure all learners have equitable access to education. And my question is, how well are we doing that, and how often is this part of our conversation? Shelley Moore's bowling analogy in the UDL video resonated with me, particularly with her statement, all we need to do is change our aim. It seems so simple, yet we've been here for too long and the conversation is just cyclic. It's coming back to, how do we? And that sense of changing our aim comes back to and aligns with the principle of he tangata. It's the people. It's always the people. It's people. Placing people, and more significantly or specifically at this point, placing our Māori learners at the centre before curriculum, before data, before statistics and outcomes. Reinforcing the idea that our role should be about systematically removing barriers, removing barriers rather than adapting reactively to what's in front of us. So this requires a deliberate and thoughtful approach to planning for learner variability, recognising and valuing the whole child. We talk about the whole child a lot, but what does that look like? Do we actually consider the whole child? Their history, their whakapapa, their taonga that they're bringing. We should not and we cannot operate within a tick box education system. Instead, we need to adapt our universal approach that genuinely considers how to meet the diverse needs of all of our learners. And I would caveat that by saying I do feel a tension on reflecting with the new structured literacy and numeracy expectations placed on our kura. If we do not truly know our learners before teaching them, how can we understand who they are, how they best learn, and what incredible taonga they bring to each classroom? I guess, why is that important? When we focus on Māori learners, they are tangata whenua. I don't think that's stated enough. I don't think that's shared enough or understood enough within mainstream kura. Their experiences, their histories, and their perspectives must be central to our education system. And that is becoming more evident, we would hope, with the curriculum refresh, but we've got a long way to go. Developing cultural competencies, the 5 taitiako or competencies are grounded in Te Tiriti, and they provide essential guidance for fostering that culturally responsive pedagogy. And I'm aware that term, culturally responsive pedagogy, can be seen as tokenistic. And if we think about the images in Dr. Anne Milne's video with the continuum, it's important that we don't stop. We don't stop at at the green. You know, we keep going, we're moving, always moving, with people in mind, with tangata whenua in mind. So this module has reinforced my understanding of the present day implications of colonialism, and the assumptions and the essential role of specialist teachers in creating a system that truly serves all learners. Moving forward, I reflect on my practice, and how these insights can uphold equity and inclusion within the spaces that I'm working in. Kia ora.